Also, a big topic at Duluth City Council meeting was the future of Lester Park Golf Course. The land is now one step closer to redevelopment. In a unanimous vote, the Duluth City Council voted to approve the Lester Park land use study, which includes the transfer of land to the Duluth Economic Development Authority, also known as DEDA. This vote comes after the Planning Commission recommended the move to initiate redevelopment. Tonight, councilors talked about the need to revitalize this space, as for years it has sat empty and its future in limbo.
Should look at housing development, we should look at complementary neighborhood development, and we should look at permanent protection of part of this space, as all three are the only defined outcome that is being proposed here.
The decision about Lester Park has come with controversy in recent months, as opponents and some residents argue they want to preserve the green space and recreational use.
This resolution places our housing development problem squarely on the shoulders of long-standing public land. These 230 acres on the outskirts of the city are lacking the correct infrastructure needed to achieve mixed-use housing.
Earlier today, we spoke with Duluth Mayor Roger Reinert. He created a working group last year tasked with looking at ways to redevelop the site. Housing on the land was a component of that study group. Reinert says he supports the proposal to transfer the land to DEDA.
We're in desperate need of housing, and so this 253-acre site presents great opportunity for all of those things. So what the council is taking up tonight is the first in 3 different steps of process around Lester.
Mayor Reinert says housing on the land doesn't mean it can't also meet the city's goals for green space preservation and outdoor recreational opportunities. As for what happens next, the decision now goes back to the Planning Commission tomorrow for approval. From there, the council votes specifically on the land transfer in November. If approved, potential development and rezoning of the land would start in 2026.